Welcome to the Bear Pit Pod in a new surroundings, and we've got cups of tea.
We have got cups of tea.
It's like we're more civilised.
Yeah, slightly. You've got a sugar in yours as well. I hope that's right.
It is. It tastes good, actually. Tastes good, Craig. This is the Bear Pit Pod. Like I say, we're in a new surroundings. It's a new studio. It's temporary, so sorry about if there is any echo or anything before we move into somewhere a bit better, hopefully.
Yeah.
These shindigs are nice.
They are nice.
Outside of this room.
Yeah, but I'm very conscious of the echo. This is going to sound like we're in a cave or something.
Apologies about the echo. But before I do go into the podcast, we are sponsored by OneFootball. Make sure you go and check out the OneFootball app if you don't already for live scores, transfer news, your league table. Don't be checking Stoke on the league table.
No.
Don't be looking at that. But we're sponsored by OneFootball. There's a link in the description of wherever you're watching, listening, to go and download that. To get onto the game though, this week,
0-0.
4th 0-0.
Fourth from the bounce. So
in a row.
The record, or the joint record, is Arsenal. Is that right? About a decade ago, they got 4 0-0s on the bounce. Is that the...
I think so.
Of all time? Or because I just keep saying, surely that can't be it. Of all time.
I think in modern era
Recent
or in
history.
I don't think it's of all time. Surely not. Surely someone else has done more 0-0s than it.
Yeah.
But what's going on?
I don't know. So it's a weird one because I came away from a few of these 0-0s feeling a little bit frustrated that the performance wasn't great and all the rest of it. However, this one I did not come away with that sort of feeling of frustration because it was on the whole a really, really good performance. Sheffield Wednesday were, I think, 9th or 8th when we played them, knocking on the door of the playoffs. So
they've been in form. Steve Bruce has turned it round there.
I haven't lost in 10 or something like that. So going into the game, I thought it's a difficult fixture. But I don't know if it was a combination or one or the other. But Sheffield Wednesday for me were the poorest team I've seen at home certainly all season.
They were awful.
They were awful, and I don't want to kind of put too much in the camp of they were awful as opposed to we were great, because I think we need to get credit where it's due because there's not been much of that this season. So I'm going to flip that and say that we were great. We made a reasonably decent Championship team look awful.
Pathetic.
I mean, I've never seen. Well, not for a long time, I've not seen a team have as little possession. They did absolutely nothing. They were barely in a half. Jack could have had a kip, and it wouldn't have made a difference. We really had him pinned back.
Could have had a nap.
Yeah.
In the first half, I think the one shining factor for me that came through from watching it as I was on the stream, which kept cutting out, which was great. Afobe.
Yeah.
He's been brilliant for us. The first half of the season he was in and out, in and out of the side, but he's had this consistent run now, and I'm starting to worry we're going to keep hold of him in the summer.
That's my concern. It really is. I think it's been a shocking season, and no one's going to come out of it with any real glory or credit. But if you're going to give somebody a player of the season, he's head and shoulders won it. He really, really is a cut above what we've been seeing this season. The way he can kind of move his body to find a bit of space and march up the pitch, he's a real talent, and we have to keep him for next season.
He's only 23 years old.
Which is nuts. I mean, he's Premiership quality.
Yeah,
100%, easily.
100%. And he actually, if I want to stir this pot of he might be leaving, he actually liked a tweet.
By?
It was just some sort of news source. I think it might have been an African news source page, but it said that he's too good for Stoke. He liked it.
Of course he did.
Which is brilliant. But he did have, to counter that, he did have, an Instagram story the other day of his son, little lad running around in a Stoke kit. So, which was good to see. He's getting his son involved in the club.
Oh, I hope we don't lose him, because he's the only kind of foundation that we're really going to come out from this season of someone that we can build the team around. And yeah, he was great.
To sort of fight that and say, and to sort of make the argument for him to stay, is we brought him for 5.8.
Yeah.
I think we're obviously not going to sell him for that much. It's got to be a big offer. Is someone going to pay 10 million for Peter Afobe from the Championship?
Probably not. So in that sense, the ball is in our court. We do hold the aces. We're either going to keep him or sell him for a lot of money. So in a way, it's going to be win-win in that sense. The Jones can reinvest it somewhere. That is a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I don't think I can't see anyone potentially spending that much money from a midfielder for the Championship.
Although people do that is the sort of money that does knock about in the Championship these days.
I suppose,
or at least it's crept towards that sort of level. So it's not unfounded or unheard of, but
hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
In the second half, it was probably a few more chances, a bit brighter than the first half. The first half was pretty much a non-event for me.
It's weird because I just said that it was a great performance, and it was. But at the same time, just before the podcast, you mentioned what notable chances were there to discuss, and there really wasn't. There was one or two. There's the Bojan chance, which we'll come on to, but just to balance it out, I think Martin Smith tweeted this, the editor of the OK, and I think this summed up the performances. On 80% of the pitch, we were great. However, where it really mattered, up front, that last 20%, we really, really were toothless, and the same problems kind of did float about. Defence, we were great. Jack, nothing to do. Midfield, we absolutely dominated. It's one of the strongest midfield performances I've seen in a long time. The second we got to that final third, that's when it kind of fell in on itself, and we kind of lost momentum.
Yeah, I think what might be letting us down at the minute as well are our wingers.
Yeah.
McLean, I think, was awful.
Yeah,
I shock
I
of the
agree,
game.
yeah.
Ince again was quiet.
Ineffective, weak on the ball. And then lastly, Afobe, the pinnacle peak of that. With this formation, we need somebody who can hold the ball. He is not that player. I'm boring myself saying it. I've said it a million times. He's not that sort of player. For me, he's going to suit a Jones formation at all. At all.
Does he go in the summer if he's not going to suit?
We've only just bought him, haven't we, for 12 million? But I mean, yeah, if Jones is going to persist with this formation of having this one person up front, I think he should go. But then we're going to lose a lot of money on him because no one's going to buy him for 12 million.
No.
I'd be very surprised if someone come in for 6-7 for him. But if the right money coming, I think we should consider that because he's not the right striker for this formation, and he's just going to be kind of a spare part of it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
We need Vokes back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
As soon as possible. So let's go on to the obvious and probably only notable chance worth talking about in the second half.
It's come to, hasn't it?
Yeah, one chance. Literally, I put it out on the video clip of the chance on the Bear Pit Twitter account, and people were commenting, "Is this what it's got to?" We're saying about a chance potentially going in. But it was, and it is. It was a good move. Started out from the back, counter attack. Joe Allen into midfield, off to Ince, who cuts inside, shimmies around the player, lays it off to Bojan.
Yeah.
And I wanted that to go in so bad.
Yeah, I know. I was absolutely gutted. Bojan 101 because we need to mention Bojan. Are we going to come on to him? I imagine, but yeah, everyone's desperate for Bojan to click and get back to his best, and to see him finish off that move would have been probably the highlight of the season. Which says a lot about the season, but it really would have been up there. For Bojan's return goal in a good fixture would have been amazing.
It would have been.
I was gutted. He was gutted. The Bouvignon was gutted.
I was going to say it was a wonderful move, and I thought he slotted this. He slotted it. And
his finish was good.
Yeah,
it wasn't a poor
keeper
finish.
Just turned it round.
It was a great save. It was a great save. To be fair.
And Westwood, I know he saved that one. It was a great save. I can't remember him saving too much else, but he got in the EFL Team of the Week.
Did he?
Yeah,
that's weird. I mean, again, as much as we're being up Stoke's performance, we really didn't have many chances.
No,
really.
I don't know why he was in EFL Team of the Week. Maybe just for that one save.
Just because that one
it
save
was that good.
Yeah,
against Bojan. But full time 0-0. Another draw.
But massive positives to take, and the biggest positive was how that midfield three dominated. Definitely for me the best midfield performance of the season. Etebo and Allen worked great, and Bojan. Let's get on to him. He was.
There was a few, and I know that because obviously the fans are sort of divided with Bojan at the minute because there's the people who call the others the hashtag Bojan bombers.
Yeah.
And there's the ones who are. You've got the for and against. There's some people who are hoping he isn't going to. I feel like there's some fans who are hoping he doesn't do well.
Yeah.
Because it'll please the other group.
Yeah.
But there was a few moments where I felt he was trying to do a little bit too much, but that's because he was so eager to impress.
Yeah.
But for the majority of the game, he was brilliant. He was creative. He was up, head up, moving, trying to create, trying to spread the ball about,
really
picking it up in possession, trying to make something happen. in the middle of the park, and I thought he did that pretty well.
He was as close to the old Bojan as we've seen for 2-3 seasons. He really was. By no means is he back at all, but I never thought I'd see Bojan perform to that level again in a Stoke shirt. I was convinced he was going to be bombed out of the squad and eventually sold. I never thought I'd see Bojan play 90 minutes, let alone 90 minutes well. And you saw that bit of class in him. The amount of times the ball was played into him, back to goal, one touch, turn into space. Not many players can do that as kind of smoothly as he did it, and it was amazing to see Bojan.
And that is amazing. As well the first time he's played 90 minutes since 2016.
Yeah, in 3 years. And I don't get it. I kept saying to my family who I was sat with, manager after manager has not given him a consistent run of games. Ever since his injury against Rochdale on that night, he's come back and he's sort of played, been subbed, been dropped, started, repeat. Do you know what I mean? He's never been given a consistent kind of go in the team. And certainly under Hughes it baffled me because Hughes saw the best of him. And I don't know why. And I hope that Jones has clearly seen what we saw as fans, persists with him. And that's an unfit Bojan as well. That's a Bojan that's probably lacking confidence. And if that's him now, if we can just go to him, I'd love for Jones to say, right, Bojan, I'm going to give you 10 games straight. You're not going to be dropped. There's no pressure on you. Do your thing.
Do you know what you said?
Playing to the end of the season.
You said there you thought that was this is him coming into it without confidence.
Yeah.
I think he actually had a little bit of confidence from the international break where he scored
for Catalonia. Yeah, I thought that as well.
So I think he scored there, had a great game, all the love again from everyone who wouldn't from Catalonia and playing for that not national team because it's not officially a national team, but you know what I mean, that click, so to say, that love from these people.
Yeah.
And to score there, to come back and play for us, just sets him up a little bit nice. He's got that behind him and under his belt. And I think that just spurred him on a little bit. And that is the Bojan we want to see and want to keep. And as you said, after that performance, 100% should be starting at the weekend.
If he's dropped next game, I'll be absolutely gutted. Yeah. I'm baffled.
100% should be starting, and hopefully has another similar performance. And like you say, and if he can keep doing that or just keep that place for the rest of the season, then I'd be very confident in him staying and being part of the promotion.
Wouldn't it be amazing if for all he's been through with Stoke, he's had that amazing peak at the start of his career, then it's just been a bit of a dive since that point. If he was to be a pivotal part in the promotion campaign, it'd be an amazing way just to conclude the Bojan story with Stoke. It really, really would. And for me, start him every single game to the end of the season. What have we got to lose? He's clearly got talent. He's clearly had talent. Let's just see if he's still got it. And I think he has. It was clear.
Another thing I'll mention about the game as well, Verlinden came on again. He was bright.
He made McLean...
Got great crosses.
Yeah, he put McLean to shame, really, because McLean was so ineffective and Verlinden was on for, 10-15? He did more than that 10-15 minutes in McLean all game. And I don't dislike McLean as some do, but he was a real breath of fresh air. He beat his fullback several times the brief
whipped it in.
time he was on the pitch,
We nearly scored from one of them.
Yeah, we did.
I can't remember.
It's a great option. It only took one of them front three to be on form for us to win that game. Unfortunately, Afobe, Ince and McLean were all not on it, and it resulted in the draw. It just took one.
One other thing that I've just remembered about the game, which I think we should mention, was Ryan Shawcross's little shimmy.
When was that? I missed that. I remember it being up the pitch a few times.
Yeah,
weirdly.
I think it was up the pitch, or was it in his own half? He did a little shimmy or two-step or something, and it got the crowd going. Way.
Yeah.
I thought I'd mention it. I found it funny.
It rings a mini bell. I do remember it being a bit unusual. He was quite frequently at the wrong end of the pitch for him, which is always quite amusing to see. Played well though. All the defence played well.
So best.
Etebo, closely followed by Bojan. I thought Edwards was great as well.
I thought Allen did okay.
Allen had a good game, to be fair. Yeah, you know what? Literally, as I said before, from keeper right through to the midfield, great performances. Beyond that, it's very average. Yeah, but Etebo was man of the match. Yeah.
So worst, and for me, I have to give that to McLean. I think.
Yeah. Ince isn't far behind, but I think McLean pips it slightly. I think Ince was at least involved in that one chance where he was very skillful on the ball and it around the defender, so I'm going to give it to McLean based on that moment from Ince.
Okay, so we've given Etebo the man of the match.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get on to some other stuff. This news broke this morning Badouin Days in the news again. This
Yeah.
time it's his agent. You know, after last week, Galatasaray was seemingly saying they're not going to stump up the money for him and that he's coming back. His agent's now said this. Ndeye wants to win the title this season with Galatasaray. One thing for certain is that he will not return to Stoke City at the end of the season. He loves Galatasaray, and it's a place that he always loves.
Yeah.
So apparently he's not coming back now. Well, give us the money then.
It says it in, but yeah, I don't think he's going to hold the last kind of decision on that one, is he?
No, I don't think he will.
He can make a fuss all he wants, but it's Galatasaray.
I don't think. I think he. I can't see anyone paying 50 million for him, which is our asking price.
No, but then what do we do with him? Because he clearly don't want to be here. It's a bit of a. I don't know what we do.
Yet another player we have to take a hit on, take a loss.
Probably.
Unfortunate. The biggest probably Stoke story that broke over the international break regarding us is John Walters retired.
Yeah.
Hung up his boots after, ironically, an Achilles heel injury.
And he made a good joke about that.
Made a good joke about it. But what a player for us! What a career, so to say. At one point, well, for a long time, he was our leading Premier League goal scorer.
Yeah.
Only recently overtaken by Crouch. Came right with us really on the journey.
Yeah, he was there right
in the
at
Premier
start,
League.
Yeah.
And what was it? 1.2, 2.1?
Something
really
cheap,
small, really small fee.
Yeah.
We really did get, like with many of the signings that we made in that period, our money's worth.
Yeah.
You put a shift in, and if there's anyone that I can think of that's deserving of a retirement and enjoying it, it's John Walters.
Yeah.
Although I don't think he will. It looks like he's going to go into media.
Yeah, he does. I think John Walters is the sort of player, and I can think of several of my Stoke supporting mates who gave him stick at the time, and because he never had this aura of being a foreign talent with a bit of skill, this sort of thing, I think he was never really given the true credit that he deserved. But when he retired, I really pondered this, and I honestly think he's in the position, arguably, to be my favourite ever Stoke player in my lifetime. I mean, some people might laugh at that and think he's a bit of an old journeyman English player that was just not had much to him, but he was so much more. He kind of encompassed everything that was good about that Stoke City era and team. He had commitment, drive. He was a good footballer as well. We look at some of the goals he scored. He was an absolute legend, John Walters, and we didn't appreciate it at the time. And I hope as the years go on by, we'll look back on John Walters extremely fondly and give him the credit he deserved. I think the majority of Stoke fans are with me, but I know there's still a small little section that I don't think quite appreciate John.
Appreciated him.
But he's a Stoke City legend. Put him in the same bracket with Whelan and Fuller and all them sort of players. He really, really is the heart and soul of this Premier League era.
And of course he scored some crucial goals for us. There was the one at Wembley as well. I remember on this day actually a few years ago, it was tweeted earlier, he scored a goal against Chelsea, I think in our second season in the Premier League. He scored against Chelsea, that other goal, the volley. Remember that one? Yeah,
he scored a great goal against Liverpool on Boxing Day, I think it was, as well, a volley, which he always liked scoring against Liverpool.
He loved a goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, he did. What I liked about John Walters was, I think the notion from certainly Hughes was, Hughes thought he could do better than Walters. You just got that impression. And there was several occasions where he was dropped as a starter. But for whatever reason, injury would occur, he'd come back in the starting lineup, and time again, he'd force his way back into the first 11 just through persistence and being determined. And I love that about Walters. He was the player that managers tried to replace, but they could never truly shake him because he just kept coming back. And not all players can do that.
Yeah, he was great. Whether it was from the bench or playing a full 90, you knew exactly what you were going to get with him.
I said it in the relegation season, and it's in one of our podcasts somewhere. The season we went down, when we sold him to Burnley, I said, give me Walters over, and a lot of people are going to argue with this because he had a good season, but I said, give me Walters over Shaqiri, because I think he'll give a team. I said that if we find ourselves in a relegation scrap, he's the sort of player that I'd want. He'd be the first name in the team sheet. And maybe Shaqiri was the wrong example, but I think the very point I was getting at. That give me him in a relegation scrap any day, and he was the sort of player who'd exactly like him.
I'd rather him over Choupo-Moting.
Well, yeah. I mean
or Hesse.
Yeah. I mean, I can rephrase it now because Shaqiri obviously had a good season. I think that's a better example. Put it this way: we got rid of Walters, brought in Hesse and Choupo-Moting. I mean, I don't think it's quite as simple as saying that's why I went down, but it says a lot. That
no, there's a lot of a lot of
What a contrast.
A lot of
contrast.
ex-pros and former players for us have said in that relegation season, if we had a Walters or a Whelan in the changing room,
We would just survive.
It wouldn't have happened.
And we would have just. I mean, what we were 3-4 points of survival. He would have given us enough. I know he would have done.
It would have rollocked him as well.
Walters,
What was
cheaper
that?
motive.
Imagine Walters or Whelan in the changing room with some of the shit that was going on last season with Hesse.
It wouldn't have happened.
It would not have been anywhere close to happening.
No.
Favourite John Walters memory then?
It's got to be that Wembley goal, hasn't it? I think that's the moment that really kind of clicked with a lot of Stoke fans. Was that first Wembley goal was just amazing.
Mine was, although that goal's absolutely brilliant, and I went absolutely mental at Wembley. But mine's not a goal. Mine was because obviously he was great on Twitter.
Yeah,
he's a funny bloke as well, like a stand-up guy. Mine was when Crouch scored at Newcastle, and someone lobbed a programme at him, and he just read the programme.
Yeah.
And the celebration photos, he's just got his head buried in a programme.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
top shithousery, to say. So, John, enjoy your retirement. Hopefully we could get him on the podcast someday.
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be good.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We'll have to give Rory.
He's retired now, isn't he? So there's not as much pressure to kind of keep things under his arm.
Nothing to do.
Yeah.
We'll give Rory a text.
And he was there for Piggate, wasn't he? So maybe he can give us another ramble.
Yes, he was there
Piggate.
for Piggate.
Yeah,
Pigheadgate. Harry Souttar is probably one to watch for us, but it's becoming more and more so that we should keep an eye on him. He scored. For some reason, he's playing for Australia.
Right.
I don't know how that's come about.
He's Scottish, is it not?
Yeah, he's got a big, thick Scottish accent. I think he's got it through his grandma or something.
I mean, to be fair, if he wants to make a World Cup or something, that's probably the way.
That's the way to go. Yeah, especially after Scotland's recent
Scotland,
exploits.
Yeah,
on the international stage. But that's probably why he'd pick Australia over. You've got more chance.
I mean, I don't know his family heritage. I mean, I don't know. I mean, big, thick Scottish accent. Obviously, there's going to be someone that's an Aussie in his family, but
don't know. But anyway, in the international break, he scored for Australia. I'm not sure if it was the full senior team or a youth level, but he scored. He scored for Fleetwood at the weekend. He made the EFL team of the week. People, the fans there have been singing his praises. Yeah. Definitely one to watch.
How old is Souttar now?
He's got to be 19.
19. So he's still very young, isn't he?
I think. Yeah, still a young lad. He's fucking massive.
It's weird, isn't it? For ages we kind of like bemoaned the fact that the youth system wasn't kind of bringing through players. And I know we bought him, but
he's 20. Sorry,
he's 20. But now you look at kind of like Verlinden. I can't even bloody say it. What is
Verlinden?
It? Verlinden. I did say it. Verlinden, Tom Edwards, Tyrese Campbell looks like he's going to come good. Harry Souttar, I know we bought him, kind of youth teamish. We've got a good little crop, I think, of players coming through that can challenge. Sorensen as well on the wing, and from nowhere, I think it's delivering at the time we need it the most as well. So that's a positive.
His mum's Australian.
Okay.
I don't know how that works with his Scottish accent. He was born in Scotland though, Aberdeen, and it was Australia under 23s that he was playing for. But yeah, one to watch, especially with next season. Probably, I can imagine him being a lot closer to the first team squad.
Probably. Fleetwood are in League 2, is that right?
I think so.
So I mean, he's still got a long way to go. He's by no means over the line and he's ready for us, but yeah, it's cool.
I'm checking where Fleetwood are now. Yeah, they're in League 2. Oh no, League 1. League 1, sorry.
League 1, okay, cool.
10th in League 1, so not that much of a gap.
No.
So to say,
that's positive.
As first thought. Another story for us to mention, because we mentioned it before. Was it boxing? New Year's Day? Mm-hmm. New Year's Day game when there was a bucket collection.
Yeah, Bristol City at home. Yeah.
So we mentioned it on this podcast previously. Bo's Boots. A young lad his family were raising money for him to help him get the surgery needed in the US to walk again. And the fundraising page was called Bo's Boots. Loads of Stokies pulled together, donating via the page or via the
75 grand
buckets. It was 75 grand they needed. I think the club helped out in some way, shape or form. I might not be right on that, but the club let them collect on match day or whatever it might have been. And they got to the target, which was great. And then about 2 or 3 hours ago, they tweeted us in a video, which was great to see. He's walking unaided. A lot of physio work now goes into it to help him get that strength and start being able to.
But that was always the ultimate goal, wasn't it? To allow him to walk without the use of a kind of a crutches frame or whatever. And he did it. Yeah, the video's got him taking them steps, and it's amazing.
And we'll post that on the Facebook page as well when we get a chance, so everyone can see. But yeah, great to see, especially after all the Stoke communities pulled together to help make that happen.
Yeah.
So congrats, Bo's Boots and everyone associated with that, and it was great.
Yeah,
absolutely great to see. Now let's get on to the people's questions. Here we go. Daniel Quinn says, how many times has Nathan Jones said you have to buy into it since joining?
A lot.
But it's true. Yeah.
You do have to buy into it, the way he's thinking. Yeah.
Nathan says, should we go for Bradley Dack from Blackburn in the summer? I think he'd be a good addition. What do you guys think? I mean, he's in the goals, or he was in the goals. I don't know if he scored in the past few weeks or so. But earlier in the season, he scored against us, didn't he?
Probably.
I think he did.
Everyone scored against us. I've said this before in this podcast. I am hopeless outside of Stoke City. I don't know much about Bradley Dack. Over to UL. I won't pretend to know much about him.
Well, he did have a good goal scoring record, and I'm all for anyone who can score goals at the minute. So we could probably, we're going to need, I think more than ever in this summer, we're going to need a lot of players in a lot of positions. I feel like there's going to be a big changeover.
Yeah,
it's a hole in the squad. I can see Drew leaving. I can see Charlie Adam going. I can see Fletcher going. Berahino.
Yeah.
We're going to lose so many that we're going to need to bolster the squad. Mm-hmm. So why couldn't Bradley Dack be one of them?
Yeah. The thing is, I think because it looks like we've been playing this one up front, it seems daft to kind of spend too much money in the striking position, because if only one's going to play, you don't invest. And Vokes is the one, I think, which is ideally suited for that position. It's daft to spend millions and millions on a position that ultimately you can only put one on the pitch. I think we need to invest in a second striker whose sole kind of skill or purpose is to hold the ball. And I think we can't be spending daft money on that, because I mean we've already spent 10, 11 on Vokes, and I think the secondary striker is going to have to be that and not a starter. So I think he'd be a lot of money and wouldn't necessarily start that often. So
Christopher Mulroy says, if you're Nathan Jones now, who are you looking to sign in the summer? Well, like I said, we sort of answered that one, but I think I really do think we'll go back in for that Luton Town left back, the one who's previously been on our radar.
I mean, who starts at centre back next year? Because Ryan's come back in, he's looked a lot more solid, but Danny Bat is an absolute given. I think he's been great since he's been here, and I still kind of think Indy's going to suit him better as a partner. Because Indy's so at left back. Ryan has been better, but yeah, left back is a position.
I don't think there'll be too much change in centre back. I think it will be them three rotating, maybe with Harry Souttar.
Yeah, maybe as the fourth one. But I think a left back and a right winger, and perhaps a left winger as well, is what we need. Linden looks good. McLean, I don't think he's consistent enough, and Tommins isn't really doing it. So I think that's the priority positions.
And then we've also got the worries, so to say, of the potential people who could leave: Butland, Allen.
Yeah,
Etebo.
I think Allen will stick with us now. I've got a sneaky feeling he's seen progress. I think he'll stick with us, but I think Etebo and Butland are the two that we need to be worried about the most. I
Bauer will be gone.
Bauer that's fine. He can go. Let's knock that one on the head. But I think Butland is the one that will go, and it's always a pain in the arse position to cover it. A keeper,
getting a good keeper.
Yeah.
Harvey says, what job could you see Nathan Jones doing if he wasn't a football manager? I could imagine Nathan Jones being a postman.
Postman?
Yeah.
I could see him being a motivational speaker.
A motivational
after dinner speaker, yeah. Looks like he's got a good chat on him.
I could take that. Take that. I've got no idea what some of these questions are saying. Some of them are a bit weird on the Facebook page today. Oh God. Adam Kate Jack Bertie says, dare you to answer a political question. You can even make a joke of it. Leave or remain.
What, as in what we voted or what we think should happen now?
What we think should happen now.
Well, obviously remain, but that's not going to happen, so that's irrelevant. But
yeah, I don't think it... I mean, if Parliament can't get it right, we can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's remain, obviously, but that's not going to happen, and I don't know why I was... Can we be asked to get into? I don't know why it was given such a. Politicians are paid to kind of, run the country effectively. I don't know why such a big decision was given to the general public. ridiculous. I mean, that was Cameron's
Should
fault.
never have let us vote.
Of course they shouldn't. They're politicians and MPs for a reason. I mean, it's Cameron's fault originally because he wanted to steal those people that were going over to UKIP. So he thought, we'll give the public this choice and never give the public such a big decision.
It seems like you know a lot on this, Chris.
Well, no, I mean, that's it. I mean, after that, I'm lost. It was ridiculous. It should never have gone to general public.
There you go. Politics, we're covering it all. We'll sort Brexit, give it to us.
Yeah.
Martin Eagle says, Steen, Fuller or Juve?
Why is Juve in
I don't know why Juve is in there.
Steen was... I saw Steen in both his stints at Stoke, but it was definitely before my kind of true supporting time. So it's going to be Fuller by default in that sense.
It's going to be Fuller for me. Steen's too before my time. So, I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
You need to ask some older people that question, Martin. You've seen both. If you could eat an apple core, will you grow an apple tree in your belly? Asking for a friend, says Liam Walker.
No, that's nonsense.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works.
No.
Kieran Downs, we need to build the team around Afobe because he's in good form at the moment. Do you think we will get promotion next year? And what do you think about the comments from Badu, which we've already done? So what do you think, Craig?
Do I think we'll get promotion next year? Yeah, let's just say yeah.
Just say yeah.
Just say yeah, because there's not much else to kind of shout about in a positive sense. So I'm going to say yes, we will get promotion next year. We've got a great run from now to the end of the season. Bojan will really click into gear, and yes, it'll all be lovely and shiny, and don't worry about it.
Okay, that's the Facebook questions done. Lastly, the Instagram. If you don't follow us already, it's TBPTV. First off, Josh47391 says, do you think we need to promote our stadium tours more often? I didn't even know there was a stadium tour.
I suppose. I don't know, really.
Yeah,
to what
I didn't know about them, so...
I've been on one before, but that was like, for me brother's 21st or something, we did that, and then had like a little meal and stuff, so... I suppose so. I don't know, yeah.
Matt Farm says Haribo, Star Mix or Tangfastics?
Fantastics. If I'm honest, though, on a wider point, I'm not a fan of Haribo in general.
You know?
I think it's bang average, yeah. Rubbish. Give me chocolate anyway.
This isn't anyone's question, but someone's just made me think of it with one of their questions, which was Cole Kinnersley. Clucas is back next game.
Yeah. Left back.
Is that where you'd put him?
Left back, yeah.
You'd start him?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I was bringing up the defence earlier in this podcast, Indy is not a left back, he's a centre back. So you bring Clucas back in. He was a bit of a wally against QPR, ridiculous challenge, but you bring him back for left back, definitely.
100%. I agree with that. Paul Brad says, what's your favourite Stoke City shirt in the last 25 years, home or away?
I swear we had this question a week, but...
For me, at home, recently, was the first New Balance.
New Balance, yeah. The 6-1 Liverpool kit.
Yeah, V in the neck.
100%. It was simplistic. The stripes were nice and thin. It was perfect, yeah. Away kit. I think it was from the same season, but I really liked the black with the green sash.
Green sash.
That was good.
Same season, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Then similarly, the Carling black and green was good as well. Mm-hmm. Crystal tiles away. Yellow, black sash was good. I also like the purple Carling shirt from the 95 season.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think last 25 years, I think some of them might be ruled out.
Good point.
I can't think of the precise dates, but for me, I always loved the one that said Stoke across it.
Yeah, it's
blue
shirt ever. Double sponsor from Essex that season, wasn't it?
Kyle Trey Campbell says, should Tyrese Campbell be our regular starter next season?
Vokes is going to be the regular starter next season, but I think you could do worse than Campbell. I still think there's no harm in giving him another half-season on loan, but he's clearly one for the future. But Vokes will be our starter next season.
Okay, one more, I think. This is a good question. Ben Hume, would you rather change the name of the stadium or the badge?
Badge.
Badge?
Yeah, 100%.
I hate our badge.
It's rubbish, isn't it?
Shite.
There's not one Stoke fan that I've ever spoken to says, "Oh, our badge is good." It's rubbish.
It's crap. If you put it next to the other three that we've had,
it's an embarrassment.
It looks so out of place.
It literally is like they went to. It's like a 5-year-old design. It's the most simplistic.
Do you know what?
Badge.
I'm going to find
ever.
you something, and everyone who's listening to this podcast can find this. If you go to Bill K. Knight Design on Instagram, he made a load of new examples of badges for us.
Yeah.
So that was the first one.
Yeah, instantly
Very,
better.
very Man City like, but
For those that are listening now, we're just flicking through these badges. Yeah, they're so much better.
look at some of them.
That was awful, but yeah. Yeah, the majority are good. I mean, they're better, aren't they? I mean, it wouldn't take much, but they are miles better. But I don't know why we just can't go back to...
They've got kilns on, Staffordshire Knot, all sorts. The one now is
It's just rubbish, isn't it?
awful.
It's just rubbish. No, who's the people that go to the fans forum thing? Is it Angela Smith? Is that her name?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever been raised at the fans forum, but it needs to be because our badge is an embarrassment. It has been for a long time. It's awful, absolutely awful.
Oh, it turns out it's the guy that...
Who is it?
Oh, he might have done the actual graphics for Stoke City.
What, on like all the social media platforms? That's his
Yeah,
sort
just
of...
going through his account now.
Okay.
But he also did those new badges. So
Yeah, it needs to be changed. It's rubbish.
maybe if you're putting 2 and 2 together, maybe he's already coming up with new badges for
I love it.
If he's
I love
doing,
it,
if
yeah.
he's doing the graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've completely forgot what I was doing now. I got so obsessed with badges. Let's have a look if there's any more questions. Dream kit manufacturer if we ditched Macron.
It's always it's kind of tempting, isn't it, to say Nike and Adidas? But when we had Adidas, we just had the identity kits, didn't we? Like
Yes.
the stock ones. So if they're doing a bespoke kit for you, I think Adidas are good. But I do think the New Balance kits are always quite smart. When we
Yes.
briefly had them anyway.
Yeah.
I did like that.
I think I would have to go with Adidas, I think.
They are the football kings, aren't they?
Yeah.
But if they give you the special treatment and not something...
Yeah, just
they've
not
got
one
a
you can
million
buy
of
off
in the
Pro
back.
Direct Soccer and they've just put a badge on.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Then they charge you £60 for it.
Last question, Aaron Bell. Will we ever find Sammy Bangura?
No, he's gone.
We did that as a April Fool's joke on the page the other day. And
Yeah,
said that we'd found him and we've got a podcast with him, but
Yeah, he's gone forever.
unfortunately we've not. So, lastly, before we go, this weekend we face Blackburn. 0-0.
If Folks is back, no. I feel we're going to win this game.
Really?
That's if Folks is back. We'll win it. Yeah.
We'll win it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say another 0-0.
Surely we're not going to draw it.
I'm going to say 0-0. I think Blackburn aren't in great form. They're not doing too well recently. We come there. Do you know what? I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to say 1-0 Bojan.
Okay. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah.
And that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be absolutely lovely. I'll get so pissed on Saturday after I've won all my money on the Grand National. And I'll just get drunk.
Yeah.
By the way, if everyone wants the winner for the Grand National, Tiger Roll.
Right.
7-2 Fav. As long as he doesn't fall, he's won the whole thing.
That's
You've
just
got that right here.
that.
Get your money on it.
What's it
now.
called?
Tiger Roll.
Tiger Roll. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just giving that to everyone.
Noted.
Thank me later.
Yeah.
So that has been the Bear Pit Pod. Make sure to give us a like wherever you're listening or watching. Acast, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Spotify. Is that all of them?
I swear there's one more.
Fuck knows.
Either way, whatever.
Either way, thank you very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you all next week.